Well, guys, it's almost 2:30 in the morning, and I spent the last 3+ hours doing this, as it's now the end of the 2022 season of my Madden NFL 2009 PSP franchise series. Hard to believe it's been halfway through it, and oh god, this season has been a crazy one, that's for damn sure, as I'm sure you already see the thumbnail and all that for the matchup, as this is just, wow, I can't wait to talk about it. But I'm actually doing this in two parts since it's too late at night for me to actually do the Super Bowl, but I want to do the actual intro leading up to the game now, so I don't forget anything like really cool details to talk about. But anyways, this is how 2022 ended. So in the AFC North, the Steelers, after like several years of being mediocre, they finally broke through and went 11-5 and made the playoffs and won the AFC North for the first time since 2009. It's been 13 years since they last made the playoffs in the series. God, 2 years ago is when I last played them in the playoffs, when they lost to the Bengals because they went 13-3. They got home field advantage, but Big Ben suffered a season-ending injury with like 6 games remaining, so Charlie Badge had to lead the way, and it wasn't enough to stop the Bengals. And of course, I forgot to mention too, there was a massive retirement of all the big quarterbacks in the league. Matt Ryan, Joe Flacco, Chad Henne, Jamarcus Russell, like 2 other like really big quarterbacks were retired this year, so it really shook up a lot in this league. And the Bengals struggled this year. They had a strong start, but then their quarterback got injured near the end of the year, but they managed to make the playoffs for, I believe, the 3rd year in a row at 8-8. The Browns, Brady Quinn, he retired this year. They actually got a quarterback in the draft, and they had a solid start to the year, but then they fell off a little bit, but hanged on to finish 7-9. So who knows? Is next year going to be a year they get back into contention, or are they going to fall off a cliff, just like the Ravens did when they've lost Joe Flacco? They finished 2-14 and one of the worst records in the league, unfortunately for them. Then the AFC South, the Colts, for another year where they won the division and all that, but this time they did not get first round bye, as they couldn't edge out the teams I'm going to be mentioning later. And the Texans, they actually had a really strong start in the year. They were they started off 4-0. They were 5-1. They looked like maybe they could contend. Then they fell off a cliff a little bit, but they hanged on just enough to go 9-7, and they made the playoffs for the first time since 2012. It's been 10 years that they've last made the playoffs. And the Jaguars played solid, but it was just only enough to be mediocre to finish 8-8. Almost made the playoffs, though. And the Titans had a really good start to the... No, they had a terrible start to the year, but they managed to stay around 500 most of the year. And they went 7-9, their best record in years. Maybe next year they'll make the playoffs, perhaps. Because they have the longest drought in the league. They are the only team left in this franchise that has yet to make the playoffs in the series. They haven't been to the playoffs since 2007, the year before this game came out, and they still have yet to make the playoffs. So maybe next year they could do it. And that 16-year drought. In the AFC East, the Jets, thanks to the Dolphins struggling without their quarterback problems, and they actually played really good this year, they finally broke through like the above-average trend, and they went 13-3, their best record in franchise history. And they actually got first round bye for the first time since 1998. As the Patriots struggled, they had a really strong start to the year, but they fell off a little bit and just went 500 pretty much the rest of the way. The Bills, on the other hand, they still have Rob Carter, the number 1 overall pick in 2009, but the Bills just struggled the early in the year. They were like 1-6 at one point. Then they had a really strong turnaround, but the odds are definitely not in their favor, as you can see, as they went 7-9. And the Dolphins, without Jamarcus Russell, finished 5-11. But hey, their point differential wasn't too bad. Maybe next year can get around 500 if they're lucky. Then the AFC West, the Broncos, the runners-up for the Super Bowl last year, got home field advantage once again for the 2nd year in a row, as they went 13-3 in the three-way tie between them, the Colts, and the Jets. They had the tiebreaker. Now, the Chargers were really weird. The Chargers had a really strong start in the year. They were 3-0, but they were just not a good team, and the results showed as they fell off a cliff after that, but they somehow managed to hang around despite the terrible performance to go 8-8. So I don't know what to say about them. The Raiders had the exact opposite. They had a terrible start to the year, and then they had a really strong finish to wrap up at 7-9 and had a really good point differential. So maybe they could finally make the playoffs again next year. Just saying. And the Chiefs struggles. They went 5-10-1. Then we get to the NFC North, as the Lions, the defending champs, they had a weird year. They kept losing a lot of games that they should have had, but they managed to go 11-5, and they got first round bye for the second year in a row. And then the Vikings. Oh my God, the Vikings are crazy. Last year, I think it was like they went 3-13. They had the number 1 overall pick, and they drafted the only good quarterback in the draft. The number 1 overall pick, and after that, the quarterbacks remain were like third round picks. Well, they managed to stay around 500 the first part of the year, but then at the end of the year, they went on a giant roll as they went 10-6 and made the playoffs for the first time since I believe 2020. As the Packers, they had a strong start to the year, but then they fell off a complete cliff near the end of the year. They lost like 55-10 to the Vikings when they hosted them in Week 16. That's how bad they played near the end of the year, as they went 10-6, but it was just enough still to make the playoffs because this NFC side was really loaded. And the Bears struggled with quarterback. All their quarterbacks played bad this year as they went 2-14. The NFC South, because remember, with the Panthers, Trent Edwards, he retired like a year ago. And the Panthers are beginning to fall apart, as you see. And with Matt Ryan being gone too, that opened up for the Saints to get back into contention as they went 12-4. Even I wasn't expecting them to be that good, as they clinched a playoff spot for the first time since 2018. And they got home field advantage for the first time since 2013 when they last won the Super Bowl. The Panthers, they had a really bad start to the year, but then after that, they managed to get around 500 for most of the year. But we know the trend's bad for the Panthers. This was the first time they missed the playoffs since 2015. This is their first non-winning season since 2010, 12 years ago. Yeah, we know where the trend's going to go with this team probably next year. They're probably going to have a losing record and be in the bottom. As the Buccaneers, they had a really good start to the year as their quarterback played really good, but then the final 5 weeks left when they were 6-5, still in the contention for a playoff spot. Their quarterback suffered a season-ending injury, so they went 7-9, unfortunately. So they had a chance to make the playoffs, and with the Panthers probably going to struggle this year, if he stays healthy this year, maybe the Buccaneers can make a playoff push next year. And the Falcons, without Matt Ryan, of course, they went 3-13. The NFC East, the Giants struggled all year as they went 10-6. The Eagles had a chance to make the playoffs and win the division, but they choked it near the end of the year, going from 8-4 to 9-7, just losing the final game of the year where they had a chance to make the playoffs still. The Cowboys had a rough start to the year, but then they turned around to go 7-9, so who knows what will happen. And the Redskins regressed to 4-12 without Chad Henne to hold them up to around mediocre. And finally, the NFC West. This is crazy. The Rams, they started off 4-0, and they played dominant. They struggled near the end of the year, as you see, but they managed to go 10-5-1, and they made the playoffs and won the NFC West for the first time since 2012. Finally, back in the playoffs after a decade away. And the Seahawks, oh my God, the Seahawks. Remember last year, I think they went like 3-13 or something like that? Didn't think much about them, but then, because their quarterback play was really terrible, but then something incredible happened. This team went on to win 7 in a row. They went from 1-3 to 8-3. And like, oh my God, because they beat the Saints, they beat the Rams, they beat the Cardinals. Like, they were beating like the best teams in the NFC. Like, oh my God, could the Seahawks stun us all by making it all the way to the playoffs? But no, then after that, reality set in as they went 10-6, and due to tiebreakers, they just missed the playoffs. So, unfortunate for the Seahawks, because they have the 5th longest drought in the league right now. They haven't been to the playoffs in 9 years. And the Cardinals, they had a strong start to the year, but then they kind of fumbled around near the middle part of the year, because the Rams, Seahawks, and Cardinals were both 8-4 with 4 weeks remaining, and the Cardinals lost all 4 of their remaining games because their starting quarterback suffered a season-ending injury after they fell to 8-4. And the 49ers, without Brian Broham, another quarterback that retired because he was Aaron Rodgers' replacement instead of successor in this series, they went 3-13. So in the AFC, the Broncos got number 1 seed, Jets were number 2, Colts 3, Steelers 4, Texans 5, Bengals 6, AFC Saints number 1, Lions 2, Rams 3, Giants 4, Vikings 5, and Panthers 6. So then in the wild card, the Colts beat the Bengals, the Rams held on to beat the Packers, the Steelers crushed the Texans, and the Vikings beat the Giants in an offensive shootout. Then in the divisional round, the Steelers destroyed the Broncos. They were up 20-10 at one point to make it to the AFC Championship for the first time since 2005, as the defending AFC champion Broncos were one and done. The first time they have not made it to the AFC Championship since 2006. And then the Vikings stunned the #1 seed Saints as they beat them and made it to the NFC Championship for the first time since 2000. Then the Colts got crushed by the Jets as the Jets made it to the AFC Championship for the first time since 1998. This is the first time since 2017 that the Colts and Broncos did not play each other in the AFC Championship, as they've been the conference championship matchup every year since 2016, other than 2018, I mean to say. And then the Rams stunned the defending champion Lions to make it back to the NFC Championship for the first time since 2008 when they had their Super Bowl run. Incredible. So, as you see, this playoffs had the top 2 teams, 3 of the 4 were one and done other than the Jets. So then the AFC Championship, the Steelers stunned the Jets in a close one to make it to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2005. And then the Vikings crushed the Rams to make it to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1996. So, it's come down to this for the Super Bowl. A rematch of 48 years ago. The Vikings and Steelers. The Vikings are trying to get their first title since 1969 and their second overall. The Steelers are trying to get their first title since 2005 and get title number 6. Oh boy, it's come down to this. Who will get it? Might come into play us maybe in the morning or something like that. So see you guys then after this incredibly long preview. Alright, it's the next day as it's now time for the Super Bowl. As the match uniforms are already set, the Vikings are supposed to be the home team, but of course they're the away team. As every year in this game, the AFC team is the home team for some reason. It's BS. So here we go. Time for the Super Bowl, and I wonder where this is going to be at. This is 2022, and if I remember correctly, I think this is supposed to be in Glendale in real life, even though last year's Super Bowl was in Glendale. How fitting! In a few days, in Tampa in real life. But this is a little bit too late, but here we go. The Vikings are going to receive to start off. As this is the Vikings, this is the 4th time in this series history that a wildcard team made the Super Bowl. The last 3 times were both in 2008 with the Raiders and Rams. No, technically the Raiders. So that's actually only the 3rd time a wildcard team made the Super Bowl. A nice start for the Vikings. The 2008 Raiders, the 2009 Bengals, and now the 2022 Vikings. As they are as their #1 overall pick. Carey, as he somehow led the Vikings all the way to the Super Bowl after going 3-13 last year. And that's not the start they wanted, a 2-yard loss. Alright, let's see how they handle here. Going up against a Steelers team that is scary good, apparently, to beat the Broncos, and all of them made the catch and got the first down as save state time. So, made the first down. Alright, Carey. Here we go. Running up the middle, and again, nothing. No yard gain whatsoever running it. That's not really a good start there in terms of the Vikings. As the Steelers' defense is playing really good, at least their run defense. And again, really nowhere. Still negative yards, -1 in total right now so far. Alright, here we go. 3rd and 9 now. Can the Vikings convert? Finley open, and caught! Alright! So they can't run it, but they can sure pass it so far. As save state. Here we go. They're just slowly going downfield. They're going to run it again, and they're going to lose yards again! So they're still -2 in rushing yards total in this game. They just want to shove the rushing plays down their throat. Look at they're -2 rushing yards already. That's sad. As they're going to run it again. Hey, there you go. Finally a big gain of like 9 yards as it's 3rd and 3 now. Alright, here we go. 3rd and 3. Will they convert? Blitzed heavy right there. Wilson open, caught, and got into the red zone. So the Vikings made 3 first down conversions now, as they're now in the red zone at the 18. And they're still going to keep just shoving the ball down the field with run plays, and of course went nowhere for a 3-yard loss. I don't know why they're Again, they're just shoving running plays down their throat. It's just not working. I don't know why they're bothering. But here we go. Try again. And gained 3 back. So it's now 3rd and 10 again. At least they've managed to burn out half of the first quarter. That could help them. But even so, they still got to get something going because they can't have the Steelers march downfield easily. Wilson, open, caught, but couldn't get in. All right, first down. Now at the goal line. The Vikings are getting closer. Man, what a quick first quarter this is so far. The Vikings the only one that had any drive so far in this game. Run it. And gained a little bit. Alright, so it's at the 3. Okay, finally going to pass it on 2nd. So far, I've been complete on every single pass. Let's see if it can continue. Peterson, that's not AP, no! Oh, out of bounds. That's not AP, but I find funny that there's a Peterson on the team with a near similar number to his. I think his number was 28. That's 30. Alright, 3rd and goal. Let's see, can they get in this time with the same play? Finley open and caught! And the Vikings take the first lead of the game as the number 1 overall pick, Harry, threw the touchdown to get the first lead for the Vikings. Man, how about that? That was like up there as like one of the longest drives in this series for the Super Bowl in the 3-minute quarters. My goodness. Extra points good. So now the Vikings lead 7-0 with 46 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Well, if the goal, that drive, look at that. 14 plays, the majority of it running even though it got nowhere pretty much. All passing. Just 1 incompletion so far for the rookie. Alright, now let's see what the Steelers could do offensively. Their Steelers' first Super Bowl since 2005. How fit into their first Super Bowl since is in Tampa, just like it was in 2008 in real life. And let's see how they do in this rematch of 48 years. Alright, just 1 yard gain. This was the first time the Steelers made the playoffs, remember, since 2009 when they went 13-3, had home field advantage, but they lost Big Ben in the middle of the year, so they ruined their chances for a Super Bowl that the Bengals got. And, oh, come on, you were open. You should have had that. This is not a good play for Carwithville, whatever the hell your name is. All right, this is a much better play. See how they do here. Going for it with Walls. Almost intercepted. So the Steelers stalled right there. So go back to the Vikings. As the Vikings defense did a good job stopping the Steelers right there. Just 1 yard. No passing yards at all so far. So that was a good sign for the Vikings to waste all that time. And the Steelers only took 20 seconds. They went only 1 yard. As they punt it. And, oh my God. Almost near midfield. Very good position for the Vikings to start off now. Alright, so as they're going to continue to try and run it down their throats. And look at that. 73 yards to just 1 for the Steelers. That's sad. And again, a run. That time, gained 3 yards. Alright. So they're now going to pass it. This is probably going to be the last play of the first. Wilson, he's wide open. He caught it. Oh, he just stayed in bounds. Couldn't get open, though, all the way for the touchdown because they had to slow down. But, hey, got into the red zone. And that's going to be it for the first quarter as the Vikings up 7-0 on the Steelers as they are going downfield. So, the Vikings wasted so much time in the first quarter. Let's see if they can continue that in the second and take a 14-0 lead. As right now, they're in dominant control. Jones, open, and caught it in! And another touchdown for the Vikings. As Carey, the rookie, number 1 overall pick, just threw his second touchdown of the game. Wow, the Vikings really on a roll. Like, they really were playing good in the playoffs, too, and near the end of the season. I didn't think they were going to make the Super Bowl, let alone the playoffs, because there were so many, like, tiebreakers I thought would be against them, but they just somehow did it. And as you can see, they rode the momentum, beating the Giants, then beating the Saints, then beating the Rams in the NFC Championship to make it here. Alright, so Steelers. Oh, well, that was still a nice return. Because remember, kickoffs in this game are very easy. For a minute, I thought there might have been a chance for him to get open and go far for it. Now the Steelers are in a big hole right here. They need to start getting out of it. As they're going to run for it, and that went nowhere. Again, only have gained a yard in this game so far. As, no, they're not going to run this time. They need to start throwing it. Running has gone nowhere for the Steelers, even though it's the only drives that have me only plays I've gotten them anywhere. Come on. There you go, finally! And a penalty, too, by the Vikings. Make it a face mask penalty at the Vikings 40. A big momentum shift that the Steelers needed right there. So at least they got something. Now in Vikings territory for the first time in this game. Let's see what they could do. They need points. There you go, a big hole right there. And another first down for the Steelers. Alright, Steelers, here we go, another pass and play. Vikings have 161 yards, the Steelers 59. Going for it for Walls. He caught it somehow. I thought it was going to be deflected. And it's now first and goal. As the Steelers are now trying to get in there. Last play before a 2-minute warning if they get it off in time. And here we go. Oh, there we go! A nice block, and there we go. The Steelers scored the touchdown. Right at the 2-minute warning. Alright, the Steelers, they needed that break and they finally went downfield. And they cut the deficit. Alright, so remember the Steelers start off the second half. So the Vikings need to keep that momentum up now that the Steelers cut the deficit. It's up and it's good. Alright, so 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Vikings lead 14-7. Okay, so let's see what the Vikings could do. They haven't been stopped. Could that momentum continue? As they kick it off. As it just went out for a touchback. Alright, so let's see. What do the Vikings do? As Carey's been unstoppable so far in this game. Let's see if they can continue it. Oh! He's open! He caught it! Finley made the big play right there. A 21-yard gain. Wide open, too. As Finley already has one touchdown off a free reception, almost 50 yards. Oh, he's pressured. He's throwing. He caught it, Finley, again! And there he goes! And another tackle broken. Oh, my goodness. The Vikings are marching downfield. Now they're at the Steelers' 26. Hell yeah, keep passing. The Steelers haven't been able to stop them yet so far. Let's see if Finley can get open again or someone else. Open. Caught again. At the 10. And oh no, Finley got injured and the Vikings had to waste a timeout. That's not good because he was unstoppable on this drive, made all those catches. So it's first and goal now. Look at that. He's got 96 yards already. Let's see if the Vikings can continue this momentum though. Caught and... oh, just at the goal line. Right at the 1 for the Vikings. Probably risky to go for another pass right at the goal line, but we're going to try it. Wilson, he's open. He caught it. And Carey, unbelievable, just threw his third touchdown in the Super Bowl. The rookie is just unstoppable right now. My goodness. How about that? As here we go. Let's see the extra point. Man, they just can't stop him so far in this game. How many incompletions he has? Like just 2? He has more touchdowns than incompletions, I think. And now a minute 17 left in the second. And the Vikings lead 21-7 now. As he's just thrown all passing plays in that drive too. All passing touchdowns. He has 3 touchdowns total in this game. That's not what the Steelers should have done. And oh, he fumbled it too! But the Steelers recovered it. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if the Vikings recovered it? How disastrous it would have been for the Steelers to be down that much? Oh my god. And they're going to try and run it with the fullback, and that went nowhere, just 2 yards. That's probably not what the Steelers should be doing. They need to start passing instead. Look at that. The Vikings are just dominant right now. 206 yards. Steelers only have like 55 or something like that. Sexton, he caught it. Alright, so got the first down. As they're going to audible it. Well, they'll huddle what I tried to, but it didn't happen. Oh, God. That might be the rest of the game, possibly. So we'll see. He's going deep for Patterson, but he's going to be double covered. Oh, he caught it still! And he got injured, too! Oh, my God! That was like an animation catch. And he freaking caught it! So now the Steelers have one less timeout to deal with. So far, this game's been all offensive passing. Now that exploded and just incomplete. Got bad at the line. And we're going to run it now. Let's see if that goes anywhere. Okay, at least he's going to return, but it would be nice if he turns soon. All right, here we go. Big hole. And got the first down. So now it's 1st and goal for the Steelers. Trying to get within the score. As here we go, another passing play. What? He caught it and got in! And the Steelers cut the deficit again. I'm going to stick with them because I want them to squib it by accident. Alright. So Steelers got right back into it. Cut it within the score. Just what they needed since they're going to start off with the second half. It's up and it's good, so 26 seconds remaining. The Vikings now lead 21-14. Yeah, we're going to kick it off because I don't want them to squib it, because usually it's what happens near the end of the second or fourth quarter. A team will squib it usually, and that makes it very good field position, or worse, a touchdown, kickoff return for a touchdown, which is very common with squibs. And I don't want to give the Vikings that easy of a job, and it's going to be a touchback. Alright. So the Vikings, they got 26 seconds, 2 timeouts. Can they go downfield and get something out of it to keep the pressure on the Steelers? Otherwise, they might tie it up in the second half. They need to get something. Burt, he caught, but that went nowhere. A 1-yard game for 5 seconds. That wasn't worth it. They're going to go for the timeout. Alright, so that's not good for the Vikings. 1 yard for 5 seconds and a wasted timeout. As they need to get open here. And Jones, oh, this is a big risk. And he caught it! Alright! Got within field goal range now. Now the problem is the field goal is not going to likely make it from that far out. We need to go farther. We're going to have to take the risk. Because field goals from that far are most likely not going to make it because of stupid controls. Oh, could he catch it? Get out. Oh, he didn't catch it. But it's a penalty! Pass interference at the 27. All right. So, that's going to help out the Vikings massively, but they're going to do another pass, maybe try and get a little closer. And just hope that gets out of bounds. Going for it. Caught, but no, he didn't go out of bounds! But I'm going to switch over to the Steelers really quickly. Because I know they're going to go for the field goal. Make it more likely for it to happen. Plus, the Vikings are going to start off. I mean, the Steelers are going to start off the second half, remember. Just pick the play. And they're not going to get off in time. The Vikings blew their chance as the Vikings lead 21-14 going to halftime. Oh, man, the Steelers got lucky. The Vikings maybe should have gone for it, but even at 27... No, that would be like 47-yard field goal. I still don't know if that would be enough because unless the field goal is like within 20 yards due to some bullshit with the game, it's not likely going to make it. So Steelers got lucky. And now they have a chance to tie it up. Nice return. So, the Vikings were just dominant in that first half. Steelers played really good too. You see the stats right there. Vikings dominant, just passing it. But the Steelers did passing really well too. Let's see how the second half begins. Phillips wide open. And he's got some room. And he's got the first down. Alright, so as they are getting ready to go, here we go. Oh, he's forced to throw. Oh my God, could he get it? Deflected and couldn't get it. The Steelers quarterback was forced to throw because of the pressure. Almost could have gotten it, but sadly just couldn't haul it in. Alright, they're going to run it on second down. And that went nowhere! A 4-yard loss. That's not what the Steelers needed. Alright, then. 3rd and 14. Steelers need to convert. Patterson. Go! Patterson! Here we go! Oh, could he get it? Deflected and almost got picked off. He should have ran sooner and would have probably gotten it. But the Steelers' drive stalled. The Vikings defense clamped down when they needed to. Now the Vikings need to go on field to get that touchdown or field goal that they could have had last time but just fell short of getting. Man, can you imagine if they got that field goal? Make it 24-14 now, going out here, make it 31-14 possibly. Blown opportunity. And a Vikings bounce was needed as they got the touchback. Alright. So, we saw how dominant the Vikings were in the second half. The first half. Could they keep that up here? They're going to try and start running instead. I don't know why they're going to bother running it. Alright, I was making sure because I heard the sound effect of UBS make disconnect, and I thought it was going to be the mic for the moment. Alright, so with that mic working, here we go. They're going to run it. And lost a yard. And another injury for the Steelers. Injuries are abound in this one, as run's not working. You see, they only have 11 rushing yards. This has just been all passing so far. And they're going to pass for it again. Jones, open, caught! Nice hit! And he took the catch. What the Vikings needed. As Jones having a good game too. The Vikings have been balanced and throwing to everyone pretty much. Another loss! Well, no gain actually. But, oh my god, nothing's going right for the passing game in this. Rushing game in this game at all for both teams actually. Going for another play action. It's only been passing this Super Bowl so far. Jones, he's open again and he caught it for 100 yards. And another first down for the Vikings. Alright, the Vikings going to run it again, even though we know it's been a loss of yards so far in the second half. They're going to still try it. There was an open, but got swallowed up really quickly, so no gain. No, I have to do no quarterback draw. Ooh, that sucks. Out for the season, effectively. Forced to throw. Oh, the Steelers got lucky. That should have been caught. Alright, so it's 3rd and 10 now. They've been stalled. That's still not good enough for a field goal, though. Needs to be way, way closer to that. Here we go, 3rd and 10. Could the Vikings convert when they need to? And he's going to try and run it. Oh, he fumbled, got out of bounds. Oh, but, okay, only gained him 4 yards. Oh, that went out of bounds after the goal line. Oh, man, that bites. No, I'm not going to go for the field goal. That's too far out. That's like a 40-something yard field goal, and that's not likely going to make it. It probably won't even make it to the end zone, honestly. Here we go, 4th and 6. Could the Vikings convert? They're going to go for it, and it was almost picked, and the Vikings failed to score again. And the Steelers defense showed up where they needed it. Oh my goodness. The Vikings are shooting themselves in the foot when they have perfect opportunity to score, but they just can't get in. That field goal would have been just too far back for them to make it. And the Steelers, again, they can't run it really well here, but they're doing a much better job as the Vikings have an injury. Vikings have what, like 11 yards or something like that rushing? Steelers got 30. And of course, we're having a problem with the controller again. Okay, so it's the controller making that noise, not the mic. And a nice gain for the Steelers, almost 10 yards out of it. Alright, so here we go. 3rd and inches. They're going to pass it. Nice. That was nice. Got a lot of pressure off him. Going to Patterson. Caught it. Alright. Pass midfield and the Steelers got the first down. So the Steelers, they've at least run the ball a lot better than the Vikings. It's helping, obviously. And that didn't go well, but gained 1 yard out of it at least. Not a complete waste. Alright, here we go. Last play. Oh, another season-ending injury. Here we go. Last play of the 3rd. Oh, just got shoved to the ground. Oh, my God. Could he get it? And he will! Caught in the touchdown! And the Steelers have 1 extra point away from tying it up. Oh, my goodness. The Vikings miscues have come back to bit them hard as now they're tied. Well, 1 extra point away from tying, I must say. It's not tied yet. Oh, my. The failed 4th down conversion came back to bit them as the Steelers are 1 extra point away from tying it up. And they did. So going into the 4th quarter, the game is tied at 21. As both teams are desperate for that Super Bowl win. Man, remember the Vikings were up 21-7 at one point? Now they just blew it. Now it's tied at 21. But there's still plenty of time to go on field to get it. Get that lead back. Just touch back. You were supposed to do the touchback. Oh, a nice return, though. So it paid off in the end. Oh, my God. He could... Oh. If he didn't get pushed out bad, he had a distance and still go all the way. But a huge return. That's going to help out the Vikings a lot. Oh, my. As you see, the Vikings have been stalled in this 2nd half so far, but they're still in good position. Oh, come on. You should have had that. All right, they're going to run it. Oh, a nice block right there. And the first down. Oh, did he get in? There he goes. Finally got in. What a hit right there that blocker did. Knocked the Steelers player down for them to go in to get the first down. That was huge. The best run play probably for the Vikings today. They're going to run it and... Oh, a nice block for the moment and only gained 2 yards. Alright, so... It's 2nd and 8. That was huge for the Vikings. They needed that. As they're going to play action. No one's open, though. Force throw to Jones. He caught it, but he went past the 1st down marker, so it's only 3rd and 4. All right, here we go. Look at that. 4th and 5 on 3rd down. Big conversion right here. The Vikings need it this time. He's going to go for Wilson, and he caught it! But did he get... Oh, it's a penalty! Oh, decline it! And the Vikings, the 4th pass and touchdown for Carey. And the Vikings take the lead. The Vikings have never trailed once this game. They've tied it once, and that's been gone as they now have the lead again. Oh, my! Carey make himself the good case for the MVP, but still too early to say. As how much time left? 2:10 left in the 4th quarter. Vikings lead 28-21, but this is way nowhere near done yet. Anything can still happen. Steelers still have a chance to win this. And it's going to be a touchback, which will help them out. Man, that 4th down, that big Russian play, that huge kickoff return really helped the Vikings. So now the Vikings are leading again. Can the Steelers tie it up once again? Wide open. And a nice hole. Got the first down. And that's most likely going to be it for the 2-minute warning unless they get off another play in time. I don't think they're going to. And they're not. Alright, 2-minute warning. Steelers still trailing 28-21. Gonna shift it. Oh, a nice hole! And only gain 2. Alright, so they need to get something here. Patterson. They're going to run for it. Open. Caught, but that gained just 1 yard. That wasn't even worth it, really. Just a 1 yard gain as it's 3rd and 7. The Vikings need something here. They need to stop to get them closer to getting the Super Bowl. Rose open, caught though! Big hit, and they got the first down still. Near midfield, they're getting there. Slowly but surely, you gotta wonder if maybe they're gonna try and go for the, just force overtime instead. Harrison. Harris, he's open for the moment, and he will just be short of the first down, but at least went out of bounds. So they don't have to waste a timeout. Still got, yeah, all three of their timeouts still. Alright, second inches. Here come the Steelers. Harris open. He caught it. Just barely. An 8-yard gain is now at the 34. They need to get a little bit quicker downfield because there's not much time left. But they got to be careful not to leave too much time for the Vikings to possibly take the lead back or something like that. Harris caught. He stayed in bounds, but oh, I don't think he stayed in bounds that time. Let's go 2-minute warning. Okay, he did, but we'll not waste the timeout yet. 2nd and 2. Come on, get back to the line already. You're wasting too much time. Sexton. Oh, incomplete. Okay, 3rd and 2 now. Let's go try and run it, since the Steelers have had better results in this game than the Vikings. Nice hole, and the Steelers just convert. 56 seconds remaining. Steelers are getting in position to maybe try and tie and go into overtime. Bro, almost could have got picked right there. Alright, so here we go again. 2nd 10, 44 seconds left. We're close to the red zone. Oh, he's open! Oh, it's deflected! Oh, he was open to get right at the 1 or something like that. Alright, a big stop right there for the Vikings. The Steelers have stalled. They need something here. 3rd and 10, here we go. Phillips open! He caught it! And got the first down! And they're going to use one of their timeouts now. Alright. So they're still within striking distance. Going for it. He caught it! And the Steelers take the lead. Well, not take the lead, they tie it. And I'm thinking about it, but no, I'm not going to go for the 2-pointer. That would be too risky. We're just going to go for the field goal. Oh my goodness. 34 seconds left. Let's see if the Steelers can get it, though. It's up. And it's good. Alright. 34 seconds remain in the game, and the Steelers have tied it up. We're going to make sure they kick off, too, because I don't want to risk a squib. I pressed squib already. I pressed squib. What the... I mean, not squib. I pressed kickoff. What the fuck? Alright. So now, of course, here we go again. He's got working again. 34 seconds. The Vikings have all their timeouts, too. And somehow didn't even make it past the end zone. I'm surprised about that. And he broke a tackle before getting taken down. I better switch over to the Vikings now. Here we go. Alright, so the Vikings are starting off at their 31. They got 28 seconds. And all three of their timeouts. All they need is to just get in position for a field goal or something like that. Here we go. Forced to throw. Caught! Oh my goodness! Finley! He's gonna go all the way, and he got taken down. Alright. That's what the Vikings needed. At the 27, but still not close enough to be safe. Still not close enough. Oh my! Now the Steelers, okay, they got 2 of their timeouts still. As they're gonna run it, that was a nice gain. Now they're probably in field goal range. As they're going to do a timeout. They got 1 left. So the goal, we're going to run it. I'm going to pause right at 3-second mark to do the timeout. And then we're going to try to kick it. Here we go. We're going to run it. And a nice hole. And got big distance. There you go. Just what the Vikings needed. And the Steelers are going to call a timeout too. Alright, so the Vikings actually have 1 timeout left. So they can actually try something. Alright, here we go. 12 seconds left. They got timeout. All they need is just to get a big gain. Or the first down or whatever. Harrison caught it. But that gained nothing. Oh, and they were forced to use a timeout because of the injury. A bad timing right there for the injury. All right, you know what? We're just going to go for the field goal and take it safe. Yeah, we're just going to go for a field goal. It's not going to waste enough time, though, so Steelers have enough time for one thing left, maybe. But we're just going to take it. And the Steelers are going to use their last timeout. Okay, icing it. That's really dumb. You need that timeout for maybe later. All right, from 28 yards out. 7 seconds left. Here we go. It's up. And it's good! And 4 seconds left. The Vikings lead 31-28. The Vikings have never trailed in this game. They still lead. Not going to squib it, though. I'm not going to be stupid. As Carey already was awarded the MVP, but I think it's still too early to say that. Let's see what happens with the rest of the game, though. But he's definitely shown himself to be maybe a superstar in this league coming up in his first year, possibly going to win the Super Bowl. Why waste all that time for the knee? Come on. All right, better switch over to the Steelers. They got one try. No field goal, no timeout because they wasted it. Hail Marys, ain't he? Let's go for spread. Let's keep looking. All right, come back. We'll do that. Here we go. The last play of the game. Will the Steelers stun us and win it? Or will the Vikings hold on to get a Super Bowl? Here we go. As Patterson open, but he got sacked! Oh, no! He was open, but got sacked before he get the playoff. And the Vikings hold on to beat the Steelers 31-28 in one of the most stunning turnarounds in league history. The Vikings go from 3-13 with the #1 overall pick, drafting the quarterback in the first round, to win the Super Bowl the next year as a wild card team. Their first championship since 1969. And their first Super Bowl, too, because remember, they won the NFL championship in 1969, the last year before the Super Bowl became the actual title. What a game that was! Jermaine Carlfell, 16-24. One touchdown, that one sack that ended it for the Steelers. But let's see, Vikings, look at that. Garrett Carey, perfect game. 21-25, 364 yards and 4 touchdowns as a rookie. Neither of them rushed really well. But the Vikings still got the win. Look at that. Spreading out a lot. 200-yard receivers. Almost a third one, too. And 3 touchdowns each. Well, 1, 2, 1. Incredible job for the Vikings. They join the 2017 Broncos as the only team in this series to not trail once in the Super Bowl. Wow. 5 years later, and they did it. So, congratulations to the Vikings. Their first title since 1969, and I did not think this was going to happen, as they won it 31-28 over the Steelers. And I cannot wait to see what happens in 2023. Maybe the Vikings can be the new team to beat in the NFC. That would be stunning. And, of course, remember, with this season, we are now officially halfway for the 2008 This Franchise mode. And I hope to finish it up ASAP. Been doing this for over 5 years now. Would like to eventually finish it soon. But that'll wrap up this video. One more time, the Vikings win at 31-28 over the Steelers to clinch their first title since 1969. So see you all next time. And of course, also, I'll be able to stream my next Madden 21 Super Bowl series. So be on the lookout for that.